love, you're listening to the Died on Ashanta podcast. I'm a resilience strategist and migrant integration specialist who has spent the last 20 years traveling, working, and studying throughout the Caribbean, North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. As a globetrotter, I quickly learned how to bounce back from crisis and how to thrive in new and strange places. I've used my training and experience to develop a resilience-based framework, and now I help others to get over the hurdles that come with living in a foreign country. Now on this podcast, I invite you to join me on this journey of living with simplicity, joy, and resiliency. From green smoothies to goal setting, we'll cover it all. We'll talk about all the things that help us to thrive through the storm. Welcome to the Died on Ashanta podcast. This is episode 8, and today we're talking about celebrating in the mirror. Now, of course, today we're focusing on how you can release the things that are hindering your joy, and what we're focusing on today is how you release self-doubt and instead build your confidence. And there's an image I want you to get into your mind. Think of your joy bucket, this bucket that you have that it can either be filled up with joy and happy feelings, or it can be depleted just through everyday living. Now, whenever you harbor self-doubt, discouraging thoughts, and even accept any demeaning or devaluing comments that you receive from others, what you are actually doing is poking holes in your joy bucket. So it doesn't matter what kind of lovely experiences you encounter, what kind of blessings come your way. If there are holes of self-doubt, discouraging thoughts, and devaluing comments just being soaked up in your system, then these are holes that are draining out your joy. And what this basically means is that you can't rely on other people to be your source of joy. You can't rely on other people to speak words of affirmation or blessing or admiration on you. And that's why we're talking about celebrating in the mirror. When you think about celebrations, they're usually about affirming the things that we enjoy, the things we admire, or the things we appreciate, or it could be people. When you think of any kind of celebration, it could be a kid's birthday party or a national event. You always have people coming up to talk about the wonders of the event, or talking about why they admire the person that's being honored at the celebration. It's always about affirmations, right? So if you are going to celebrate yourself, it means that those affirmations, those words and thoughts of what you enjoy about yourself, what you admire about yourself, what you appreciate about yourself has to start with you. It means that you have to see these qualities or these gifts within yourself, say it to yourself, and then over time you will start to show it whenever you are around other people. If you kind of stifle away what's great about you, you don't want to talk about what you're great at, and then no one will get to see you show up as your best self. So it always starts with you. And so what I would encourage you as a practical way of celebrating yourself in the mirror, of making sure that you plug up any holes that other people may try to poke into your joy bucket, is by doing some daily mirror time. And this is something I actually do. I've been doing it for quite a few years now. And think of it just like a minute or two every day where you get in the mirror, and whether it is physical or intellectual affirmations, you're going to speak some words that announce how you enjoy yourself, or what you admire about yourself, or what you appreciate about yourself. Now, sometimes if you are kind of, you'd say, really drained on self-worth and value for yourself, you may have to borrow the affirming words that others say. So that would mean thinking about what people have said to you, about what they admire about you or what they appreciate about you. What do people say thank you to you for? What do people say, oh, you're really great at this? What do people recommend you for? Those are the words that you're going to draw on and speak to yourself. Think of it as you singing your own high praises. And if you come from an environment where it was discouraged or you were told that you were conceited or haughty because you owned up to what you are good at, then you are going to definitely need to work hard at this, because if you can't see the good in yourself, you can't show it to others, and no one else is going to be able to appreciate it. So it has to start with you. So if you're struggling with it, write it down. Write down, 1 to 3 sentences, and use it as your kind of starting point as you do this daily mirror practice every day. Then you will begin to think of new ways to affirm yourself, to appreciate who you are and how you show up to the world, what you contribute to your community, your family, at your job, at school, wherever you are. And whenever you get in front of the mirror, when you speak these affirming words, you need to look yourself in the eyes. I don't know how many people realize that they look in the mirror and never actually look themselves in the eyes. So look yourself in the eyes, smile at yourself, and speak those high praises. So whether it is you're feeling really low about your physical appearance or your physical abilities, then speak words affirming what you can do or what is admirable about your appearance. And if it is that it's about your intellectual abilities, maybe you feel that you're not as smart as you think you should be or you'd hope to be, then speak affirming words to that area of your life. And as you do this each and every day, you'll begin to change the way you see yourself. You'll begin to change the way you speak about yourself. You begin to change the way you feel about yourself. And as you release these self-doubting thoughts and ideas and perceptions of yourself, you'll begin to build your confidence. You'll begin to increase your self-image and the way you show up. Your competence will increase, and then you'll have even more reasons to celebrate who you are. So I definitely hope you try this habit, just in the mirror, looking yourself in the eyes and speaking something beautiful, something encouraging, something confident about who you are and your purpose in this world. And a very cool book that you would probably consider checking out is the High Five Habit. Take Control of Your Life with One Simple Habit, and it's by Mel Robbins. Pretty cool. And she literally speaks of standing in front of the mirror and giving herself a high five because she was just feeling horrible, and she felt that lift, that affirmation, by giving herself that high five and telling herself that she's awesome and that she can do it. And this is what you're going to do when you're celebrating yourself in the mirror. Just the same way you would want to give a high five to someone else and encourage them, you can do it for yourself too. And so if you can have a look at that book, then that could definitely help you develop this habit of daily mirror time and celebrating yourself in the mirror. And if you think of a time like, when should I do it? Do I do it on my bathroom break at work or in between classes at school? The best time is at the start of your day. When you step out of the shower, look at who you are, not adorned with all the fancy clothing or someone else's uniform, but look at who you are as you are and celebrate yourself in the mirror. That's your body, the only one that you are ever going to have. You can't buy a replacement body. It's your home that you're here on this planet in. And so connecting to that idea of your body being your home and you celebrating that body, that person who you show up as to all of us in the mirror. Today's African proverb says, to be happy in one's home is better than to be chief. So if you don't start by being happy in your home, in your body, in who you are, then it doesn't matter what kinds of titles or positions or accolades you get from other people. It has to start you being happy with you. So that's it for this week. I hope you will try it. If not today, tomorrow, when you wake up, try to celebrate yourself in the mirror, whether it's a high five or saying, you are gorgeous, or you are a really smart person. Whatever it is that you can say to celebrate yourself, I hope you'll do that. And of course, I look forward to your feedback. It's always lovely to hear from you each week. Thanks again for joining me, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for listening, love. If you enjoyed this episode, head over to didanashanta.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's message. Be sure to drop your email address so I can send you some helpful resources, updates, and the occasional music video that I may have on repeat. Make sure you subscribe and spread the love with someone you care about.